It's stressful to be contacted by the police. If you were contacted by the police, it was most likely a detective who knocked on your door or gave you a call. Although some detectives can be open with you and will say whether they believe that you're a suspect, a victim, or an eyewitness to a crime, sometimes they don't provide you with any information. Instead, they'll just say that they'd like for you to come to the precinct to talk. I'm going to discuss what you should not do and what you should do if you've been contacted by the police. By far, the biggest risk when a person goes to the police station to speak with a detective is that the person will provide the police with incriminating evidence. Most people who speak to detectives don't intend to incriminate themselves, yet many do in fact incriminate themselves, even when they think that they didn't say anything that was incriminating. A big reason why it's easy to unwittingly incriminate yourself when speaking to the police is that you have no idea what evidence the police may have against you. So you certainly don't know all of the evidence they might have against you, and you don't know what specific information the police may need to fill in any holes that they may have in their case. The information that the police might need could seem insignificant and not incriminating to you, but if you were to combine the information that you provide with the evidence that the police already have, then the police could end up getting like a slam dunk case against you. For instance, I've seen many cases where the police had holes in their case regarding the identity of a suspect, but the defendant ends up giving them the evidence the police need to prove their case. For example, let's say there's an assault case where a suspect is wearing a unique outfit, a brightly colored jacket that has very specific words on it. And the person is wearing that jacket when he assaults a person on the street. The victim calls the police and gives a description of the suspect as well as the unique outfit that the suspect is wearing. The police go to the scene, they look for video cameras in the area. The incident isn't captured on video, but the police find video footage from blocks away that show a person wearing the exact unique outfit that was described by the victim. And let's say a detective on the case thinks that he recognizes the person in that unique outfit, but he's not sure. The detective then asks the suspect to come to the precinct. At the precinct, the detective says nothing to the suspect about the assault or that they're looking for someone who has that specific unique outfit. Instead, the detective is nice, is talkative with the suspect, and the first thing that he does is he pulls out a printed screenshot of the suspect wearing that unique outfit from the video footage that he recovered, and he casually asks the suspect if that is in fact him. And he doesn't act like that question is significant. The suspect has no context for the question and doesn't see how it's incriminating to say that's him since it doesn't show him committing a crime. So he says, yeah, that's me. And so with that seemingly harmless admission, the suspect has filled in the identity gap of the government's investigation. And therefore, he'd be very likely to face criminal charges and be arrested. So the takeaway from this is that you shouldn't talk to the police because you simply don't know what evidence they might have against you. You might think that you're helping yourself, but in reality, you could be handing the prosecution its case on a silver platter. An exception to this rule is if you're the victim of a crime. And you know that there's no way that you could in any way be implicated and you want the perpetrator to be prosecuted. I'm not going to sit here and say that if someone tried to murder you, you shouldn't speak to the police about what happened to you. For obvious reasons, victims of actual crimes have the right to seek justice. What I am saying, though, is that if you don't know whether you might be the suspect or you know that you are the suspect, then don't say anything. The government has the burden to prove its case, and you have the right to remain silent. You shouldn't help them prosecute you. If the police want to speak with you or they ask for you to come to the police precinct, you should ask them if you're going to be arrested. If they say that they are not going to arrest you, then say that you're not going to the precinct and you're not going to speak with them. On the other hand, if the police say that they are going to arrest you, then you should go to the precinct, and for several reasons. First, if they are going to arrest you, you won't be able to avoid that by not going to the precinct. Instead, the police will arrest you on their own terms. So they might arrest you at work, they might arrest you in your home in the middle of the night, or anywhere else that's inconvenient and embarrassing for you. By going to the precinct, you can coordinate the arrest with your schedule. Second, if you're going to be charged with an offense in which the judge could set bail, you increase the chances of the judge releasing you if you turn yourself in at the precinct. A judge will set bail if he or she thinks that you are a flight risk and you will not return to court. If your attorney can tell the judge that you knew of the charges against you, yet nevertheless you turned yourself into the police to face and fight the charges, that shows the judge that you're not a flight risk and you will instead show up to court to fight your case. If the police contacted you and asked you to go to the police station, I can help. Under the Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution, once the police knows that you have counsel, they are not allowed to question you. So when a client retains me, I reach out to the police to let them know that my client is represented by me and that my client should not be questioned by the police. As your lawyer, I can also gather information from the detective so that I can break down for you what the next steps in your case will be. So if you've been contacted by the police, give me a call and we can have a free consultation. We'll talk and we'll figure out the best path forward.